Okay, we're watching a video today with Tier 20, for Tier 20 and Chatoyant Signet, the 200 energy ring, and solve the Arch Druid. So benefit of this particular legendary setup is that you can pull really high. I use standard opener here. I make sure I cast the buffed Meld Rake before it hits 2 seconds so I get the extra tick. Here I get Ashmane's Rip, so then I cast Ferocious Bite as my next finisher instead of Rip. Here I meant to let Rake tick off, but I miss, and then followed by Rip. Then I just dump to the bottom and refresh SR. One of the things I'm meant to be doing in this video is refreshing TF Rake at above 2 seconds. So just there I should get an extra tick. And then later on when we get down to the bottom I should be refreshing this under 2 seconds, refreshing the Rake under 2 seconds. Pulling actually really high here. So this Rake should be under 2 seconds, which it is. So I actually got the extra TF Rake up. There's a lot of decision making done with the Ashmane's Rip proc. If I get Ashmane's Rip, then I go for a lot more FB. If I don't, then I try and refresh Rip earlier. So I was trying to aim to do it there, but it was more important to refresh Rip. So this particular Rake I should refresh under, which I do just because it lines up. So this is obviously going to be Pandemic Rip refresh. Next finisher here is going to be SR. I'm actually waiting here for the TF Rake. This Rip is dead to me, so I'm pulling high, and then I'm going to spam to the bottom. This particular set, there's a lot of dot skilling you can do just because your energy pool is so high. So the Rake refresh item is probably the most obvious one. This one's a TF Rip refresh. I was meant to refresh at Pandemic when I screwed up. I missed Meld Rake here. I should have Meld Raked with full buffs here. So this particular situation, the clear cast, I was going to go to the top, but then clear casting proc, so I refreshed SR. So if you go back, that's what I did. This one I dumped the FB because I was gonna get the double cooldown. So TF and Ashmane's Frenzy. You want to make sure you have particularly low energy, just because you're going to be using GCDs on both. GCDs on the AF, and then you get the passive energy regen from Tiger's Fury, and then you also have to cast the extra regrowth you get. So that you lose a couple of GCDs there. With this particular build, you like everything else, you want to refresh Rip before you enter Berserk, but you don't need to start with full energy. So I get the magic Rake again, and this one I should refresh under 2 seconds. Accidental overshot there. Yeah, so that's good. So yeah, I can go for more FB, but I'm not going to because the TF is coming up and I can get a TF Rip under Pandemic, which is what I do. Hit energy cap, that's not good. This should be under 2 second Rake. And I wait for it, but I fail because I think I got distracted by clear casting. This Rake doesn't matter. Almost at the end. I try not to waste too much Rip timer. Like I refresh it early, but not 14 seconds early. This is a bit of an awkward mistake. There should have been a shred first before that, but it's fine because you can just fix it. And this Rake is meant to tick off as well. I don't think it did. And then I've got Ashman's rip and so much energy I can just dump everything. I should have refreshed rip one cycle earlier instead of the FB, and then use the FB in the next cycle just so to get higher Ashman's rip uptime. I think that's 5 minutes. That's the end of the video. It's pretty quick video. This is so you can tell you can really utilize the energy pool quite a bit and just push all the way, let energy go all the way to the top. Should do a couple of times. Let's see if there's anything else interesting to say here. That's really helpful in Berserk because you finish Berserk with a full energy pool. So right here, I can pull all the way to Pandemic because I consider this rip to be dead. And it's dead, but I'm not going to waste the timer and refresh rip super early. So in this particular case, I can regen for another 3 to 4 seconds. Just wait. And then there's the refresh on the Pandemic. And then I know from here, I don't do the rip break shenanigans. I actually dump the energy down, and then there'll be another finisher for that rank. And that's FB, I think. Is that what I cast? Yeah. And just because you've got so much energy, it's kind of like the boots conundrum, I guess. With boots, you have so many predatory swiftness that you don't really care about the order which you cast rake, because you can do it 4 or 5. You can do rake rip or rip rake quite interchangeably with boots. It's the same situation here. If you have high energy, you can do it interchangeably, whichever gives you better uptime, and whichever gives you the best TF skill shots, I guess. Yeah, so you can see I can dump everything here with the high Ashman's rip timer. This just looks so sick because I've pulled so high. I'm going to get the AF off, and then I'm just going to dump so many finishes into that. And by so many I mean one. But then I can get energy back up. Anyway, where else can we look? I think I want to look at my second Berserk. A bit more. This is the build up to it. So this, I notice that, okay, I need the rip to be refreshed before the Berserk, so I'm not refreshing rip really early in my Berserk. So I cast FB there so that I'll have a fresh rip. So I could have cast rip there, but then I have a medium rip instead of a fresh rip, if that makes sense. And then, just because I know they're lined up, I'm going to have full energy for the Berserk. I've been casting every global. And I cast FB first, because I know I can refresh. Why do I cast? There's a reason. Let me think of it. Right. Okay, so I can cast SR here first. But I cast FB. Because I know that on my next finisher I'll be refreshing rake. That doesn't actually, I don't think that matters. Yeah, okay, that was an okay Berserk. Anything else I can look at here? You can see it's pretty easy to play if you pull high. I think the sim says only to sim to 100, but that's because I don't think it tracks Ashman's rip properly. Because if it does, then you can have a bit more flexibility if you use the Ashman's rip timer to your advantage. I think that's enough for this video.